most guys would never approach a girl if her mom was standing right next to her, while I do it on purpose. And it's one of the most effective approaches you can make. So in this video, I'll tell you exactly what I've learned from purposely approaching women when they're with their moms and why it's way more effective of an approach than you'd think. Number one is that moms absolutely love and adore you for approaching their daughter, especially if the daughter is very attractive. So when I was living in Madrid last year, I approached this woman who was with her mom, and she looked very intimidating. And I approached her, and she also acted very intimidating. She acted quite cold. And so I made a quick observation / joke that she looked like an iron lady, to which the mom actually burst out laughing. And then she said, yeah, she can be quite intimidating with men. And it's actually the reason why a lot of men don't approach her, because she looks so intimidating. And so me going and talking to her, even though she did have this very intimidating look, her mom immediately fell in love with me. Also, think about what you're doing when you go and talk to her daughter and the mom at the same time. Literally in 5 seconds, you can demonstrate confidence, social ability. You can demonstrate social calibration, which is a very, very attractive trait to have as a man. And you're showing to both the daughter and, more importantly, the mom, that you are a normal guy, a cool guy, a safe guy. And they're going to be very happy that finally my daughter met someone who's not weird, who's actually cool. And I think moms, they appreciate that old school approach even more than the daughters. I mean, if you do it well, everyone's gonna appreciate it. But with a mom, you have that extra bit of an edge. Like, this guy did it the way guys used to do it back in my day. And also remember that you are giving the mother one of the biggest compliments that you could ever give her. Even bigger than complimenting the mom itself, because her daughter is her baby, literally her baby. And so if you show attraction to her daughter, what does that do to the self-esteem of the mom? You're showing that you like her daughter, so the mom thinks, oh, I did something right. My daughter is attractive. Other men find my daughter attractive. You're massively boosting her self-esteem. Thing number two that I've learned approaching daughters with their moms is that it's very, very effective. When I approached this girl in Madrid, I honestly don't think she liked me that much in the beginning. She was a bit cold towards me. We spoke for a little bit, but the mom liked me very much. She was laughing, she was smiling, she was interacting with me. And so I believe that was the only reason why the daughter actually ended up coming on a date with me, which was insane. And she was really great girl, a student in Madrid, a local girl, only dates local boys. And that was the only reason that I think I got her out, because I approached her when she was with a mom. And think about it. Why is that? Mom and daughter relationships are probably one of the closest relationships you will ever have. First of all, it's her kid, and second of all, it's mom and a daughter. So her approval, the mom's approval, is very important to the daughter. And so if you can get the approval or validation from the mom saying, oh, this is a good guy, you should go out with him, even if the girl doesn't initially like you that much, maybe, she's a bit shy, who knows, then you getting that extra approval from the mom will massively increase the chances that this girl goes on a date with you. And that's exactly what happened in this scenario. And so you will get out girls that you normally wouldn't get, those really high tier women, very attractive, very great personality, those really attractive girls. You will be able to get her out when you do these kind of approaches. And it's not only with moms, I think it's just general. Also, what I've noticed over the years approaching groups of girls or groups of guys and girls, some of the best girls that I've gotten out and I've dated were the girls that I approached when they were with their friends. Another example that I remember was when I approached in Barcelona. There was a girl that I liked, and there were 2 girlfriends and 2 guy friends. So it was a group of 5. And I went in and I talked to this girl, and she was so amazed and so impressed that I went and talked to her that honestly I didn't have to do anything special. And from the second number 10, 15, she was immediately attracted, agreed to go on a date with me the next day. And on that date, she was already so attracted that in like half an hour, she asked me to show her my place. Insane. That usually doesn't happen. And she was very attractive. I mean, that night was amazing. So you also show massive confidence when you go in and you demonstrate to the group and the girl, like, look, I'm not afraid. I'm okay approaching you. How attractive do you think that is for women? It's extremely confident. It demonstrates confidence better than almost anything else. You driving up in a Ferrari, that is nothing compared to you going in and demonstrating the massive balls that you have to approach them in front of their friends. And I think number 3 that I learned approaching women with their moms is it's actually not as hard as you think it looks, because of course it looks really hard in the beginning. You see other guys doing it. Now I'm talking to you. It sort of seems out of your reality. And for me, it was also the same thing when I started approaching and someone would mention, oh, you could go talk to her mom. I was like, no, you can't do that. You can't talk to a girl with her mom. That's disrespectful. What will they think? But then you do it once, you realize that it's actually not a big deal. And then you do it again and again. And then you realize not only it's not a big deal, but they seem to respond very well. And then slowly it becomes part of your reality. And I think it's exactly the same as doing regular approaches. If you're watching this channel, a lot of you guys, you think that regular approaches to women that you don't know, that are strangers to you and you're a stranger to them, that is crazy. You might be bothering them, and that is just outside your reality. While when you go and actually try it a few times, you'll realize that it's not that big of a thing. And so it will become part of your reality, like it is a reality for me now. For me, not approaching an attractive girl in public, that is a lot more weird and a lot more crazy than not talking to her. I mean, I just can't imagine, why would you not want to talk to her? She's literally right there. She wants you to talk to her. That's my reality. So just recognize that fact, that it's not as hard as it seems. But here's a massive disclaimer. I'm going to be honest. You do need to be quite confident to pull this off, because of course, if you approach the mom and the daughter and you act sort of weird, if you don't know how to handle yourself, if you're not calm, if you stumble over your words, then most likely it will not be that effective. You will not get the mom's approval, and it will not go anywhere, and will just be an embarrassing conversation. So you need to be confident. Now the question, of course, is, well, Gus, how do you get that confidence? And as I've always said, there's no secret. You get that confidence by having a repeated exposure to women. Repeated exposure to talking to women. So if you cannot approach a mom and a daughter right now, okay, approach a regular girl and try to flirt with her. If you cannot do that, approach a girl and just give her a compliment, and just do it again and again and again. And when you do that, you just develop this exposure to women. And that's exactly what we do inside the new community that I just created for this reason, called Approach Mastery. Inside that community, we jump on a call multiple times a week. And literally on the call with me, I give you different exercises live, and you go and do them. And you train your exposure to women, to talk to women. And week after week, you get a bit more confident, a bit more comfortable talking to women. And in a few weeks and a few months, you've drastically changed your dating life. And the best part, you get your first call complete for free, so there's no risk. Click the link below and try it. Like, actually try it. It's super effective. And that's the thing. That's the only way you get this confidence. Not by watching random videos or analyzing theory or reading books. You go out there and actually go talk to women. So if that's something you'd like to do, check out the first link in the description.